with my team, and I managed to get 74 points in total, which is not bad at all. 74 points. To be honest, the game week was looking good when Salah came through with 12 points. Saturday, when everyone was stressing, I had Aubameyangs captain, so doubled up on his points. So I was looking pretty cosy at 53 points after Saturday, and then Son coming in with 21 points. Imagine if I'd captained him. So literally 3 players carrying my entire side. Fraser, the only one who also got some sort of return with an assist as he came off the bench. So those 4 players, the majority of my points. To be honest, 3 players, majority of my points. 26 and 21 off of Son and Aubameyangs, with 12 off of Salah. So that has seen me rise in rank to 23,934th. We're looking at 1,113 points in total. Game week rank is 731,903. Green arrows across the board, apart from the ones that I am topping already. Of course, you can't go up when you're already top of a mini league. And we do go through in the cup. We played LFC, 74 points to 42. So the cup run does continue. So all looking very, very good. And we do have a few players that we're going to cover as far as underlying stats. We'll quickly go over some of them because, let's be honest, there's only really a few talking points as far as the actual team I have. For instance, Matthew Ryan, not really much to talk about. 1 point, 1 save, 1 goal conceded. Really boring. We have Matt Doherty. Would like to talk about him purely because despite the fact that it was against Liverpool, despite the fact that they lost 2-0, we are looking at a player that did have 4 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, both from inside the box, both on target, and created 2 chances. So the plus side there is he's still getting forward. He is still an attacking fullback, which I'm very, very excited to have in my side right now. Alonso, massive talking point because a lot of people are asking, do we still need to keep Alonso in our sides? 2 points. For 7 million, you want more of an attacking return. It's that simple. At the moment, we are not getting that. 90 minutes played, 1 goal conceded, so no clean sheet. 4 penalty area touches. I mean, he's not outdoing Matt Doherty at a much cheaper price point. 2 attempts on goal, 1 from inside the box, 1 big chance. I believe that's the one where he hit the post, which I'm fed up of seeing Alonso do, to be fair. Yeah, and 2 chances created as well. So the problem with Alonso is you're scared, of course, that he is going to come in and do something of significance. But do we still really need him in our sides? I'm not 100% sure about that. As we do get a super chat from Another Hoops, £10. Thank you so much, Another Hoops. Let's start the stream right. He says, Merry Christmas, fellas. Have a few beers on me. Thank you very much. Harry Kane is my hero. Harry Kane's a lot of people's heroes. But for the super chat, we'll have a drink. Anyway, back on track. So Schindler's next. Again, not really much to talk about. He was literally brought in so I could afford some of the players that are now in my midfield. As we hit over 100 people watching, thank you so much, guys, for joining. But we'll move on from Schindler. We go on to Sane, and I do want to talk about Sane because 2 points, 90 minutes played, big upset. Crystal Palace actually beating Man City. I don't think anyone saw that coming. I think a lot of us assumed, because a lot of people captained Sterling, that we would see an absolute whitewash at the Etihad, and it didn't come through. However, Leroy Sane still looks like a dangerous player, and the reason I have him, if you don't know, is because I'm hoping he can cover, because right now there's so many options and so many different sides, so I'm kind of spreading my bets. I feel like Sane can cover Sterling and Kane for points. Now, some people will double up. There's not much I can do about that if I don't want to double up. But 9 penalty area touches, 5 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box, 2 on target, and 2 chances created. So, very good performance from Leroy Sane, despite the fact that they lost 3-2. So, I'm really hoping for Leroy Sane to continue to get me points like he has done before this game week. Then, moving on to one of the big point scorers, who thought he'd be overshadowed by the end of the game week? I'm not sure I did, with 12 points from 90 minutes played, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 bonus point. So again, Salah just struggles to get bonus points. What you'll notice with the other players that scored big is they didn't struggle to get the free bonus points. Salah just doesn't get bonus points. FPL Game does not like to give Salah more points than he's already getting for himself. 12 penalty area touches, which is impressive. We've got 4 attempts on goal. 4 attempts on goal. 4 attempts on goal, 4 from inside the box. We have 3 on target, 2 big chances, 3 chances created, and 1 big chance created. So, very good performance from Mohamed. Then we have the man, the myth, the legend, Heung-min Son. Thank you so much for turning up in Game Week 18, because I don't know if some of you saw it. There was a video I put out where I literally, most of the video was me going, I think I want Son in my side. I'm pretty sure I want Son in my side. And some people in the community took the mick out of me a little bit with how much I wanted Son. I even went to a meetup done by Who Got the Assist, if you know those guys. And again, literally the whole meetup I was going, I want Son. I might even captain Son. And then the very next game week after that, he didn't start and he got 1 point. But he's made up for it with this one with 21 points. 78 minutes played. I'm hoping that means his minutes are being managed and he will start the next game. 2 goals, 2 assists, 3 bonus points. Outclassing Kane in a game, although he didn't get enough points to outclass anyone that captained Kane, because of course captained Kane would have got you around 30 points. But 21 points from a player when he's not your captain is damn impressive. 8 penalty area touches, 4 attempts on goal, 4 from inside the box, 3 on target, 2 big chances, which he took both of them. 2 chances created and 1 big chance created. So Son is absolutely firing on all cylinders, and I am happy I brought him into my side. He does, of course, have the Asian Cup coming up, so around January 13th, I will have to look elsewhere. Probably try and cover him with another Spurs option. Hopefully by that point, he's risen in price enough where I can quite easily move to another Spurs player. We then have Felipe Anderson. Disappointing game week for him. 2 points, 90 minutes played, 2 penalty area touches, 3 chances created. 2 of them big chances, but nothing came of them. So we'll quickly move on. Fraser, only 25 minutes played. He got an assist, which I haven't put on the graphic, but still, 1 penalty area touch, 2 chances created, 1 turned into a goal. So Fraser probably is going to be leaving my side soon, just because Bournemouth's fixtures don't look amazing. But Fraser's been a good servant to the team. So appreciated, but it's probably your time to move on. Then we got my captain, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyangs, 11.5 million. Another big point haul, 3 bonus points, putting him up to 13 points for 2 goals from 90 minutes played. Bit worried he might get rested in the next game, but 5 penalty area touches, 2 attempts on goal, 2 from inside the box. He scored at both of them and created 1 chance. This is the kind of game I've been waiting for from Aubameyangs, because he has been doing really well in the underlying stats, but then just hasn't been turning up with the actual FPL points. And then finally we got Callum Wilson, who 6.9 million, 2 points, 5 penalty area touches, but only 1 attempt on goal from inside the box, which wasn't on target. So not the best from Callum Wilson, but I feel like Callum Wilson is the player that I'm going to keep from Bournemouth while I transfer Fraser out. And that is pretty much it for my team. So that is that part done. Now would be the time to start asking the questions, because I've learnt now that when the stream's starting to get to bigger numbers, there's no point me scrolling back. So I remember Luke Shaw and Ander Herrera was a question. So we'll start off with that and start putting your questions into the comments. As far as Ander Herrera goes, I believe the reason you're asking about Ander Herrera is because he's cheap. That would be the main reason to look at Herrera over the likes of... Oh, I can't even think. It's the illness. Because I'm trying not to snot everywhere. More information than you needed to know. Lingard is a cheap option, but you may not be able to afford him depending on the structure of your side. You've got Martial, you've got Pogba. So Herrera, I'm presuming, if I can find him, is the cheapest option out of those lot. I will find him eventually. How am I finding Matonye and Andres Pereira and Fred before? Always the way, you can never find the player you actually want. There we go. So, what? He definitely is a midfielder. Alright, I'm just going to click on any old player. This is strange. But I'll click on Pogba and then I'll type Herrera in. My internet is slow today. Or it may be the site I use because they're still, I think, updating stats. Anyway. There we go. Okay, so Herrera. Now, if we only look... Oh my god, this is so slow today. I may have to just not use the website today. There we go. Herrera, over the last 4 game weeks, we're looking at 1 goal, 1 assist. Penalty area touches 6, which isn't too bad for a player like Herrera. 6 goal attempts, 2 from inside the box, so he's not getting inside the box that often. 1 shot on target, 1 big chance. He didn't score that big chance. He scored the chance he scored in the game just gone. 4 chances created, 2 big chances. Whereas if I change it to the current game week, again, I don't think his underlying stats are amazing, or even though he scored that 1 goal. And apologies while I try and stop my nose running. Classy stream this is. Ideally I wouldn't be streaming, but I've literally got today to stream and that's it. So, in the game that has everyone talking, the 5-1 win over Cardiff, he had 0 penalty area touches, he had 3 goal attempts, none from inside the box, only 1 on target. So a lot of his stats have come from this 1 game. So for me, Herrera is a bit of a risk, a bit of a push too far. Whereas I think if you can afford Lingard at 6.7 million, I think Lingard really is a look right now. You've of course got Martial, you've got Pogba, you've got Rashford if you want to try and cover Man United with an attacker. And the Man United I managed to watch a bit of Match of the Day before I came on. Very, very good. They look like they're playing with an attacking purpose. They want to score lots of goals. So I'm hoping that this will continue, and their run of games is just ridiculous. They have Huddersfield, Bournemouth and Newcastle in the next 3. They do have Spurs in game week 22, but then it's Brighton, Hove Albion and Bournemouth as well. So the run of games is amazing. So you've got a 6.7 million option, a 7.8 million option and a 7 million option up front. I think these are the 3 to look at right now. Lukaku maybe might feature. Just the way Man United kind of played. Maybe as Solskjaer was part of the club before, I think he managed the reserves as well, so he may have a relationship with Rashford and Lingard. I think Rashford and Lingard could be really good options. I also really like Martial, of course. The reason Martial didn't make these 3 is because in the actual game, he had the least impressive underlying stats. But that is not me saying Martial isn't a good option. I think Martial and Lingard, to me, are the ones I'm looking at, purely because Martial was good even under Mourinho. So imagine Martial in a side where he's allowed to attack. But I'm looking right now at the likes of Lingard, purely because impressive game he just played. Was it 15 points? 18 points? Sorry, I can't see it on this one because this one is the live stream screen. But he's got 18 points, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 bonus points, 6 penalty area touches, 3 attempts, 2 from inside the box, 3 on target, 2 big chances. So that's very impressive for a 6.7. And I believe with the way a lot of people's teams are currently structured, if you have someone like Fraser and you want to move on, it isn't too much of a stretch to get someone like him in. And during the Christmas period, having a full team of players that you want in your side is a very good strategy, because then you cover for any situations of rotation. You then got Pogba, 13 points. He managed to get 3 assists, 2 bonus points, 3 attempts on goal, 1 on target, 2 chances created, 1 big chance. And then you had Rashford, not as impressive of a score, with 6, 78 minutes played, so maybe his minutes are being managed. Penalty area touches 7. He had 4 attempts, 3 from inside the box, 2 on target, 1 big chance, 1 chance created. So Man United players are looking very, very good. While we're on the subject, we can look at Spurs options as well. I've already shown you Son because he was in my team, but the other options, I know a lot of you will know about Kane's points. 12.5 million, 15 points, 90 minutes played, 2 goals, 1 assist. Great performance from Harry Kane. He had a lot of chances. He looked very, very good. Like the Kane that you want to see. And I think when Son, Ali and Eriksen play behind him, it's a different Kane than when he's playing with the likes of Moura and Lamela. So I really think whilst those three are playing behind Kane, Kane could be a must. I know I have Aubameyangs, and I think part of that was to do with the fact that he's been playing so deep recently. He was not playing deep in this game against Everton, and I think that's because he feels like the creativity is there behind him. It may be a managerial strategy as well. The creativity is there, so Kane plays further forward. When it's not, because Kane is such an all-round player and does have a decent range of passing, he drops deeper to try and create chances for the likes of Moura and Lamela, who, to be honest, I think they create chances, but in their own way. They don't look for through balls. They can't do I suppose they've done it before, but not to the extent that the likes of Eriksen, Ali and Son can create chances. So I think Kane could be a very good option moving forward. I think Ali is the one you try to move to when Son isn't available. For me, Eriksen while he's a great player, right now it doesn't seem like he's going to outscore Kane or Son. So you've got a cheaper option and you've got a more expensive option that will outperform him. And that is it for all my graphics, so you don't have to worry about me looking that way anymore as we try and find some questions to answer from you guys. Before we do that, don't forget there is polls you can answer the questions to, and we will cover that at the end of the stream. 188 people watching currently. Also, thank you to another Hoops who did, of course, donate £10 in a super chat. So much appreciated. Merry Christmas, another Hoops, and we'll get on to the next question. Ted01 says he feels the next week is going to require a good bench and vice captain. I definitely agree. If I look at my own team, the whole reason my team is set up this way is because I feel like no matter who plays, if I go to my actual team in the Boxing Day fixtures, I feel like apart from maybe Fraser, who could be my transfer out, and Schindler, they all have good fixtures they could perform in. When I look at Ryan, I think Ryan may be going out to the Asian Cup already. I'll have to check on that because I know the games start quite early in January, so some players are already going off to play in some friendlies and stuff. So Ryan may have to be the transfer I make, which will be annoying, but if it is that case, it's that case. You've got Doherty against Fulham, you've got Alonso against Watford, you've got Digne against Burnley, you've got Sane against Leicester, Newcastle Salah, Son Bournemouth, Felipe Anderson Southampton, Wilson Tottenham isn't amazing. Aubameyangs, although Spurs just didn't defend against Everton, just Everton weren't as good as Spurs at attacking. Aubameyangs versus Brighton and Jimenez versus Fulham. So Wilson and Fraser, I'm not too happy about their fixtures. Schindler is a budget enabler anyway, and Ryan I may have to transfer anyway, and he is playing Arsenal, so that's not too bad a transfer to be making at this point anyway. So I feel like some of these players could get rested. Aubameyangs played 90 minutes, potential for rest. Son did get substituted off, so I'm hoping he will start. Salah could get rested as well, potentially. So I do have players that come in. Will they all come in? Probably not. But I do think right now a strong bench is a good option, and my captain and vice captain may rely on who I actually think are going to play more than who I think will score the most points. So definitely, if you're making a transfer, I'd say make a transfer that makes your team stronger as a 15 rather than stronger as just an 11. What Man United players to pick in my team? I mean, I'd have gone over the stats. For me, I think Lingard and Rashford are such good enablers, budget-wise, that I like the look of them. And I like the look of Martial just because he was so good before the manager change. So now that the manager has changed, he could be even better. For me, I don't think you need to go up to Pogba's price tag for a midfielder. And I'd want to wait and see about Lukaku. So right now I think there's plenty of choice in the budget. Because Man United have been deemed such a non-attacking threat, or at least not reliable attacking threat, I think right now they are severely undervalued if you get a manager that lets them attack. So Man United options right now, I think they're plentiful. Me personally, it would be Martial or Lingard. Because I'm not sure about Rashford yet. Whereas I feel like Martial and Lingard are probably going to feature in this new look Man United. So those are the ones I'd probably look at. I apologise about all the sniffing as well, I really do. As far as Bournemouth, Wilson and King, Edison, Messini, I have a feeling that Wilson is still so important leading the line that, yeah, King might take points off of him, but he's the Bournemouth player I would want if I'm going to stick with one. Cameron Ward, we spoke about Alonso. I really don't think he's offering the value for money at the moment. I think it's more fear of what he could do. It's a bit like the same with Salah. Very logical decision to take Salah out before his haul against, I've forgotten the side already, but his recent haul in Gameweek 16. It was logical. Even I was considering it, but I was like, it's Bournemouth. I thought, I'm not taking him out against the Bournemouth game because part of the reason I still had him was that fixture. So I think the same is true of Alonso. He's capable of that haul as soon as you transfer him out. So I think fear is really affecting people. But I personally think Robertson is probably going to be better value for money. And if Van Dijk can work on his attacking threat and move on from this goal he's just scored, Van Dijk is very nailed on. So very consistent. And in a period like this, nailed on player is very, very valuable. So I personally think Alonso out is probably a good decision, but only if you don't have a move to make elsewhere. It's doubling up on Liverpool defence essential. What I will say about doubling up is, look, there was a point when everyone thought you needed to double up on City. There was a point when everyone thought you might need to double up on Arsenal with their fixtures. Now, I could argue there's people thought you should double up on Spurs. If you'd done it for this game week, you'd be laughing. But I feel like doubling up is a bit risky. Whilst you do cover your bases of if this team is going to score a lot of goals, I should get some of these points. There's also the case of this Man City game just gone, where the popular options, Sane, Sterling, Aguero, which some people went to, I feel like, too early. They didn't get points. The first goal was Delph to Gundogan, which no one cared about. So I feel like in teams like City, sometimes you just have to accept the fact that if you go with one player, you might not get the attacking points. If you double up on a game week like this game week just gone, if you doubled up on City, it hurt you. If you doubled up on Chelsea for some reason, it hurt you. Whereas if you doubled up on Spurs, then it really helped you out. But then there'll be game weeks where Spurs may have a bad game week. Or you may see rotation and two of your players don't play. Or they only play limited minutes. So for me, it really has to be convincing to double up. The plus point of doubling up on Liverpool defence is you've got Robertson, who has an attacking threat. You've got Van Dijk, who's nailed on. So, yeah, John Chappell, I know he talked about Liverpool, so I did get there eventually. With a nailed on player, that's a plus, of course. But if for some reason Liverpool did suddenly hit a bad patch of form, you've suddenly got two Liverpool defenders that you need to change. Some people have Edison and the Man City defender, and they've had to move away from that. So I feel like you kind of paint yourself into a corner, which could come out very well for you for a number of game weeks, especially if the fixtures look good. But then you get random game weeks like this game week where it's going to really hurt you. I don't think anyone saw Palace winning, but that Townsend goal, by the way, was incredible. Do you need to have a Chelsea defender instead of Alonso or not? I personally think right now you need to have a Liverpool defender. And that is probably the only side in the league I say you need a defender from. I feel like that having a Chelsea defender won't hurt you at all. You could go with David Luiz, Rudiger. I definitely think they are options for your side. When they've got the fixtures, it's definitely a decent move. But I could also say, you look at, do Arsenal get clean sheets that often? I mean, Arsenal have attacking defenders that could get clean sheets and attacking returns. Man United now look more viable as an option for defenders, and they are cheaper. So I wouldn't say you have to have a Liverpool defender, because you've got players at the moment like Doherty, Digne, who could potentially be getting you attacking returns. I know they're less likely to get a clean sheet, but I mean, Man City just haven't been getting clean sheets anyway. So I don't feel like you have to have a Chelsea defender, but it's not going to hurt you if you bring in a Chelsea defender to cover for Alonso, because at least you'll cover the clean sheet. You might not cover the attacking returns, but you'll cover the clean sheets. Edison Massini. The thing is, season long, if your team is going to score more points without Alonso, I wouldn't worry about the 1 or 2 game weeks, or maybe 3 or 4 game weeks where Alonso gets a big haul. I will say this, I think right now Van Dijk is the best defender in the Premier League, and probably in the top 3 defenders maybe in the world. And I say that not having watched much international, like other leagues, but I just don't want to outright say he's the best defender in the world without knowing much about the likes of, is it Koulibaly is meant to be really good. Of course, Varane at Real Madrid. There's plenty of good defenders out there. I don't know enough about them to outright, but in the Premier League, he is definitely the best defender. Daraj, see you later. Can you just answer this? Is it a good idea to replace Salah to either Hazard, KDB or Pogba, and Fraser to Martial, Richarlison, Jay Ling? I would really worry about getting rid of Salah. This is the time last year where his form really kicked in. Now the argument is his value is so much higher that is it as worth the money as it was when he was 9 point something. I would really consider not getting rid of Salah when Liverpool have decent fixtures. Liverpool have Newcastle. They do have Arsenal, Man City. But transfer him out creates trouble. Transfer him back in. Then you've got Brighton, Hove Albion, Crystal Palace and Leicester after that. So the fixtures aren't awful for Salah. 2 tough fixtures, but Liverpool look very, very good. But Salah out, if I was going to go to any, I don't think I'd go Hazard, KDB or Pogba. If I was going to take Salah out, it would be for someone like Sterling. Probably Sane right now, because I feel like he's nailed on, which would save you a significant amount of your budget. Maybe a Spurs player as well. And then Fraser to Martial, Richarlison, Jay Ling. I think any of those players is a good transfer for Fraser. Digne or Shaw. I haven't seen enough of Man United to say anything about Shaw. I really like the look of Digne going forward. I think Everton just were too attacking against a good attacking side in Spurs. So I don't think you can take this 6-2 result against Everton against Spurs and think, okay, Everton defence no longer a look. Sterling to Salah, again, can you afford it? But for me, Salah is essential to that Liverpool side more than Sterling is essential to that Man City side. Gavin Gould saying do not double up on defenders. I'm assuming he doubled up on Chelsea because he said Chelsea cost him points. Fantasy Football Focus, I swapped Lacazette for Rashford. The one thing I would say about Man United is look at the players and ask yourself how likely are they to be a main feature in Solskjaer's squad. I think Pogba is now going to be a main feature. I'm just not sold on him being better value than Lingard and Martial. Martial, I feel like with his current form, he has to be a main feature. I would like to gamble that Lingard will be a main feature. I'm not sure on Rashford with Lukaku out. When Lukaku comes back, when Sanchez comes back, then I'll be more sure. So everyone's making a move to Man United players. I don't like making moves off of one game. I've always been a bit more cautious with a new manager at a club. But I am considering Martial and Lingard. But For me, Rashford, while budget-wise is great, and he looked good in that game, I will admit that, I just worry, will Solskjaer have plans for Lukaku? For all we know, he might play 2 up front, and then we see someone like Lingard not play, though. So I want to see his lineup a few more times before I make my decision. I know I might miss out on some value, so the only one I might go for is Lingard, because potentially he can rise in value significantly, as could Martial. So I might risk Lingard for Fraser, because I was looking to get rid of Fraser anyway. But I would show some caution. When Mendy comes back, are we going Sane to KDB? When Mendy comes back, I will then have to look at Sane. It could be there's another option somewhere else. Sane is at a price point where I could bring in a Man United midfielder, if by that point they're looking very, very good. Wilson to Ings. You know what? With Bournemouth's fixtures going the way they are, Tottenham, Man United, Watford, Everton, West Ham, Chelsea, whereas Southampton's fixtures aren't amazing either. Just he offers that value though, doesn't he? Wolves, again, you could bring Ings in for Jimenez. Jimenez has risen in price significantly. I definitely think Ings looks good in this new look Southampton side. I'm just not sure about bringing him in just yet. He's not. My strikers aren't where I feel like I need to make the transfer right now. Aubameyangs increasingly likely to be rotated. With Lacazette and Aubameyangs, there's always a chance of rotation. Hence why part of me kind of wishes I went Kane. Although Kane got dropped, but the thing is, I think at some of these clubs you have to accept the rotation. I'm happy to accept rotation with Salah because I feel like he's the main man at Liverpool. Sane, I'm happy to accept the rotation because I think he's the best value option at Man City. Son, I'm happy to accept the rotation because I feel like, again, he's the best value at Spurs. I think Kane probably will outscore Son, but I don't think Kane will outscore Son enough in this next bunch of fixtures where Son, having a cheaper Spurs player means I can have more expensive elsewhere. I think overall my points total will be better for it. So Salah I'm happy with, even though he's the most expensive option. I feel like he's the most important at Liverpool. Son I feel covers Kane. Sane I feel like covers Sterling or Aguero over this period. Aubameyangs I feel will cover any option. I think he's preferred over Lacazette, so I've got Aubameyangs. So for me it's all about value. If a player is going to score near the same points and is significantly cheaper, then I'm going to look at that player. Hence why when KDB is fully back in the side, I may look at KDB when Mendy is back, which I believe someone has said in the chat. The issue with Chelsea is if Alonso starts getting attacking returns, I'm not sure who covers Alonso in that defence. Right now, any defender at Chelsea covers Alonso. So, best Game Week 19 captaincy option from Daraj Pandey. That's always a good question. There is, of course, a poll for it. The poll does have as options. I quickly made them up on the fly. Salah, Kane, Son, Man United option or other. Now, for me, if we look at the season ticker, the easiest fixture, Man United at home against Huddersfield. Now, Huddersfield aren't any slouches in defence, but if that Man United side turn up that just played Cardiff, could be a big scoreline. Tottenham against Bournemouth, again, could be a big scoreline. Bournemouth concede plenty of chances. You've got Man City versus Leicester, but it is away. You've got Chelsea versus Watford, it is away. You've got Arsenal versus Brighton Hove Albion, it is away. Liverpool versus Newcastle, it is at home. So for me, I of course prefer the home fixtures. So I'd be looking at Liverpool, and if you're looking at Liverpool, I say you go Salah. Of course, there's a worry of minutes with Salah. He could get rested for the Arsenal game, and then there's of course City after. So I'm expecting Salah to play both the Arsenal and City games, so he might get rested in Newcastle. As far as the Spurs game, it is at home. I feel like Son was substituted off, so his minutes might have been managed, and Bournemouth have shown that they can allow for a lot of chances. So Son and Kane both look very good to me at Bournemouth. Huddersfield, I personally don't think they give as many chances away as Bournemouth. I haven't checked recently on the stats, but I know at one point Bournemouth did give away more big chances. If you brought in a Man United player, would you captain them? I'd be worried to captain them with the chance that Solskjaer might try something different. So for me, Spurs is the look for captain. And I'd say with Wolves, Cardiff, Kane having had a game arrested, I'd say Kane and Son would be the two I'd look at. So, yeah, that's how I would look at it. I would say Son and Kane are the best captaincy choices for me personally. If we have a look at defensive stats in the last 4 game weeks, most conceded shots on target, Cardiff. Then you've got Watford, then you've got Burnley. So who's playing Burnley? It's Everton. Good if you've got an Everton option. Then Man United, then Southampton, then Bournemouth. So again, I think that really does benefit your Spurs players. Huddersfield have only conceded 15 shots on target in the last 4 games. Brighton of Albion only 14. So they don't look as bad defensively as Bournemouth. As far as goal threat, shots on target, Liverpool have had 31 shots on target, Man United 29, Spurs only 21, so they're not as high up as Liverpool for chances. Newcastle, how are they going? 16 shots on target conceded, Liverpool have got 31 shots on target. So defensively Bournemouth are worse than Newcastle, but Liverpool are better than Spurs attacking, although of course they did just have their game against Everton. So for me, I'd still say your best bet is to go for a Spurs player. I apologise for my nose, I really do. Can't be nice watching a guy with the sniffles. Fantasy Football Focus had Captain Son, so now I said it, he's sticking. Merry Christmas, Ted. Thanks for joining the stream. It's either of Man United or Everton assets a must-have right now. I mean, I've gone over Man United plenty of times now. I personally think Lingard and Martial are good looks. Everton with their fixtures, I still like the look of Digne. I think Spurs are one of the best attacking sides in the country, so conceding 6 against them, while it's not good at all, I don't think we can judge them just based on that, and their fixtures now look very good. They've got Burnley, Brighton of Albion, Leicester, Bournemouth, Southampton, Huddersfield. Kind of regretting taking out Son, if I'm completely honest. Fabianski and Foster in. If you can afford a transfer on your keeper, Harry, I would definitely look at those. Guys, I am going to go now. So I'm going to go over the polls. Apologies for a quick stream, but I'm just struggling to get through this stream. So I'm going to go over the polls, but thank you, of course, for joining the stream. Thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Shorter than usual, 45 minutes in. But yeah, I'm ill, but I pride myself on not missing a game week. I didn't miss a game week last season. I don't plan on missing a game week this season. So thank you so much for joining the stream. There will be repeats of some of the clips and, of course, the whole stream up on the channel. But we'll just have a look at the polls. How many points are you on for the game week? I, of course, got 73. 18% were in the same category as me, 71 to 90. 47 got 51 to 70. And 34 got 31 to 50. So not a bad game week overall. I think a lot of people had Kane, which really helped their game week. Is it time to move Alonso on? I think it's a yes, and 60% if you agree with me. So 13% say no, and 26% say give him a few more game weeks. And as far as who to captain for game week 19, it's a tie, 42% each, Kane and Salah, with 5% going Son, 7% going for a Man United option, and other being 1%. So thank you guys so much for joining the stream. If I had Hazard, I wouldn't captain him personally. That doesn't mean he won't score a lot of goals, but I would go Spurs for your captain choice if you've got a Spurs player, and then Salah otherwise. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I hope you get everything you want. Hopefully you enjoy your Boxing Day games, and I will be back with probably just another stream before the next set of fixtures, purely because it is going to be a hectic schedule over Christmas. But thank you guys. I think I've already said thank you. So yeah, really lost my train of thought. Check out all the links in the description down below. Next wildcard comes after Game Week 19, but I would hold it for double game weeks and such. Check out all the links in the description. You become a member of the channel. You can support me on Patreon as well. You can check out various other links of ways you can support the channel, like an Amazon link, where if you shop on Amazon using that link, I will get a little bit back from it. My next stream, I have to find out what my rota is, but it will be... Hopefully I can fit one in somewhere. It may have to be a very late night stream, because I'm working Thursday and Friday late, and then I'm assuming there's weekend games. So it may be Wednesday evening that I next stream. But that being said, make sure to share this video when it goes out live. Like it. Check out the stream clips that I put up if you've missed anything. I've been JNO. This has been FPL Today. And remember, it's all about the game.